Hello and welcome. This is Japan, and we're gonna go over night one of Summerslam because it was definitely something. I wanted to record this as soon as it finished airing, which I ended up having to go take the dog for a walk, so I'm a little bit behind. But either way, I just had to get down and sit about this because there's a lot, and I there's a lot of good, a lot of bad, and let's just talk to it by each segment. So we start off with the tag match: Roman Reigns and Jey Uso versus Bronson and Braun Breaker. Now we knew this match, at least to me, was that feel that like obviously we knew who was going to win this one. This one was like the lock pick. There was no other pick that I could say was more locked than this. And yeah, I mean, we saw it. I thought the match itself was still fairly entertaining. I think the move sets obviously are a little bit limited with these guys, but altogether was still really good. It's nice to see Roman. See, I'm on the fence because I'm not a big Roman Reigns fan, but I think it's just when it comes down to it, it's like you just don't get to see him as much as I like, and I think that makes it harder for me to at least be like, oh yeah, this guy's amazing because it's like I don't really get to see it as much. But again, it was something. It was a crazy thing. So I'm gonna put it up in B. Solid start to the show. I think it was perfect for what it was. We got to see a little bit of growth from Roman by him shielding Jay. I thought that was pretty nice because I mean at least it was something. Then we go into the women's tag match. A couple things here. I mean, it was Judgment Day versus Bliss and Flair. I do like how like both wrestlers in this tag match have really changed like their partners' fame because Bliss being with Charlotte Flair has made her a much better chance of being a babyface and likable and all that type of stuff. So it's really been nice. I mean, obviously they have like this chemistry of back and forth, like little sister, big sister thing, and it works out perfectly. And I think on the other side, it's kind of the same. Raquel Rodriguez, like she's always been kind of like the sidekick to Liv, but I think she's actually kind of stepping into her own here with having Roxanne Perez with her because it feels like she's almost like the big sister to Roxanne, and it works really well. And of course, they lost tonight, so that's going to change up the dynamic a little bit. But I do think it's a solid thing. I mean, I wouldn't mind seeing a rematch of this. I don't mind seeing Bliss and Flair having the tag team titles. Obviously, I think the tag team titles will flip back to them right before Liv's coming back because I feel like that's kind of the story that they still want to sell. So until then, they're just going to be doing some other stuff. So I'm not necessarily disappointed in it. The match itself was also very entertaining. They did some really good moves. That Pop Rocks by Roxanne on Charlotte Flair was great. It was a good sell, and it really thought that was going to be the ending. And I thought pretty much everything in this match was solid. So I'll put it up in B also. Another just as a show's tooting along. Then we had Sami Zayn and Karrion Kross. Now, this is hot garbage of like, at least the decision making. I'm not going to say the wrestling was that bad. Again, it was just them trying to get Sammy to turn, and he's just too vital or virtuous to turn, even though he's been a heel before. He's worked in heel factions. It's dumb. I don't know. I'm gonna have to be the one that says it. Is this being like the end of their rivalry? This was dumb. Should have been Karrion Kross winning or Sammy winning by cheating or turning, heel. This was just kind of a dumb match. So I'm putting it down a D. To have Karrion Kross lose here, you have absolutely buried this man, and there is nothing that you can do with this after this. So it is kind of pointless, and it doesn't do anything for Sami Zayn. So I don't know what the point of that was. And then we go to Jade Cargill and Tiffany Stratton, another abysmal match. I don't know what they planned on doing here, but like they built Jade up to winning at WrestleMania, beating Asuka in the finals of Queen of the Ring to win Queen of the Ring. Now that is already an insane thing. Then to beat Naomi again, who's now the current, heavyweight champion at Evolution. So that means that she has momentum of beating former champions in like within like a what 6 month thing. She's gotten all these wins just to have her lose in 7 minutes. Like I wouldn't even be that upset if she didn't lose. Like that's your own decision at that point if you wanted her to win or lose. I still think it would have been a bad call for her not winning. But then to be like a 7 minute match, like this was just an atrocious thing. I thought the match was still, I think, better than the Sami Zayn and Karrion Cross one, I guess. So I guess I'll put it in C, but I just think it was a really baffling decision here to do that. Next up, we have the tag match, which was Jelly Roll and Randy Orton versus Logan Paul and Drew McIntyre. Honestly, it was my least pumped up match. Like, I could not care less about this match, but I knew it would be fun. I mean, obviously, we knew Jelly Roll is going to be limited. He's still training, and I think he's done a phenomenal job in the months that he's been training there. And everything that we've heard from it, it sounds like he's really trying to take to the business. It's all good things to hear from that. So I want to give him at least the props there. Obviously, Randy Orton, Drew McIntyre, legends. And no matter what, if you don't like Logan Paul, which I really don't like Logan Paul, I can at least say that he's a good wrestler. And that top rope jump into the announce table to take out Jelly Roll was chef's kiss. That was something to do there, and I think this match itself was actually pretty fun overall. I think it definitely lacked a lot of like cohesion of like what was going on a lot of the times, and no matter what, like Jelly Roll, it still moves a little slower than like an average wrestler. So I feel like they shouldn't have had him out there as much as they did, because obviously they could have like used up a lot of the time with Randy being in there, and then when Jelly had to come out there, it was like more of a he has to be out there because Randy needs to recover type of thing. So I put it into B. It's still pretty solid, but it definitely just like built the show up. But I definitely would have been more upset if this match would have been like the main event. But well, luckily it's not. So we start off, we finish the whole show off with Gunther versus CM Punk. This was kind of just a masterpiece. Like it wasn't the greatest wrestling of all time, but if you're talking about story that was inside the ring, it was good. I'm not really sure about the whole like Gunther busting open because it didn't feel like he really did from the table. So I feel like there was some other shenanigans going on, which wasn't necessarily a bad thing. I just think that like he definitely overdid it. I don't think there was supposed to be that much blood, but it was great to see CM Punk win, and I feel like that match itself carried the night. It really at that point the show was and then that happened. I was like, okay, solid, just a solid night. So I'll put it up in S tier. And then we had Seth Rollins' music kick. I was hoping for it the whole time, but I really thought he was hurt, so I wasn't too hopeful, but then I was still hopeful. And then he comes down in crutches, and it looked like okay, it's just a little bit of a tease. That's fine. We're here with that type of thing because they got to set up some stuff for CM Punk later. And then he turns around and still goes after him, drops the crutches, pulls the brace off, and gets the title. That is absolutely cinema, especially on CM Punk. It's just that whole thing is perfect. I don't know how else you could have done that. I actually technically got a long time ago. I did a prediction on like every champion when they lose it and stuff, and I had Seth Rollins winning the title here at SummerSlam by cash in, but I did not get any of the other stuff in between correct because it was definitely against Jey Uso. But I feel like it still got the end goal the same way, and I'm a big Seth Rollins fan, so I was absolutely happy about this. But yeah, tell me how you guys enjoyed the show. Like I said, I'd probably put it a solid B. I think night two is going to be more loaded. They kind of had that with the match. I think I would have swapped the Sami Zayn Karrion cross match to the other night and probably put the U.S. title match onto this card. I think that would have probably evened it out a little bit better, even if the Sami Zayn one still would have been a stinker. It was just like it was way more noticeable when it was back to back with the Jade Cargill Tiffany one. And I just felt like even that match could have been better. Like the match itself was good. It was just the time was just insane to give them that little of time. But overall, this has been a pretty decent card. I feel like there definitely was some stuff to change, but I want to know what you guys think. So don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. And night two will be tomorrow, and this there'll be a video for that too. So if you guys all enjoy that, make sure you check it out. I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye, guys.